An injury update on Seth Rollins. Cody Rhodes needs to lose the undisputed WWE Championship ASAP. The Wyatt Sicks surprisingly buried in Mexico. Dominik Mysterio has been injured. Omos returns and joins a major faction. Rey Mysterio is retiring from WWE. Roman Reigns handed a new name. Vince McMahon's interference ruined Bray Wyatt's original Fiend vision. Bayley reacts after being snubbed from WWE's WrestleMania 42 teaser. A very unfortunate update on LA Knight. Let's dive right in. Cody Rhodes needs to lose the undisputed WWE Championship ASAP. Cody Rhodes is the current undisputed WWE champion and is set to defend his title soon against Drew McIntyre. Nick Aldis confronted Rhodes on SmackDown and revealed the obligations on Cody amid McIntyre's return. Although the undisputed champion was unhappy, he's ready to lock horns with the Scottish Warrior. Meanwhile, let's discuss reasons why Rhodes needs to lose the undisputed WWE Championship as soon as possible. Number 1. Drew McIntyre needs a big win. It's been a long time since Drew McIntyre achieved a major victory in the Stamford-based promotion. The Scottish Warrior had previously lost to Rhodes, and another loss would not be beneficial for him. This is why the promotion should consider crowning Drew McIntyre the new undisputed champion rather than having Rhodes retain the gold one more time. A title win would establish McIntyre as a strong top heel. Number 2. Fans are getting tired of him. Many fans on the internet are already tired of the booking of Cody Rhodes as the undisputed champion. The American Nightmare as the champion brings no fresh vibes to the SmackDown roster, and it is surely a major problem. Given this, the prodigal son needs to lose the undisputed title as soon as possible. A new champion will not only change the dynamics of the Friday night show, but also make the world title storyline more compelling to watch. Number 3. Cody Rhodes' non-WWE title feud will help SmackDown. During his entire tenure on SmackDown, Cody Rhodes was prominently booked in the world title feud only. Besides this, it's rare to see him involved in non-title feuds. Without the undisputed WWE title, the creative team can book the ex-AEW star in non-championship feuds. This will allow the Triple H-led promotion to use Rhodes against younger and future talents in the company. Furthermore, a new champion will give more new championship feuds on SmackDown without the inclusion of the American Nightmare. So, these are some of the reasons why Cody needs to lose the undisputed title as soon as possible in WWE. Only time will tell what plans Triple H has in store for another showdown between Rhodes and McIntyre. Making the Scottishman the new champion can be a great decision, unless the game wants Cody to defeat McIntyre one more time in their upcoming match. This potential victory for Rhodes will surely generate a negative reaction for him. The Wyatt Sicks surprisingly buried in Mexico. A couple of reigning WWE champions shockingly lost a match in Mexico. It was a surprising outcome, considering how dominant the champions have been booked since their debuts. At AAA's Guerra de Titanes, the Wyatt Sicks faced off against Pagano and Los Psycho Circus in a Carnival of Carnage match. It was full of carnage, with Mascarita Sagrada and Pimpinella Escarlata making surprise appearances to help Pagano, Psycho Clown, Murder Clown, and Dave the Clown. Toward the end of the match, Pagano put Uncle Howdy through 2 tables on the outside after Dexter Lumis accidentally bumped into them. Psycho Clown took advantage to hit the Psycho Driver on Lumis through a table in the corner for the victory. Lumis is one half of the reigning WWE Tag Team Champions, so it was surprising that the Wyatt Sicks suffered the defeat. Joe Gacy and Eric Rowan were also incapacitated on the outside, so they failed to prevent the loss. Dexter Lumis and Joe Gacy retained their tag titles last Friday against JC Mateo and Tongaloa of the MFTs. The match ended in a no contest after it turned into a 5-on-5 brawl. After what happened on SmackDown and Guerra de Titanes, the Wyatt Sicks could have their hands full. A rematch against the MFTs for the WWE Tag Team Championship is inevitable, though a 4-on-4 or even a mixed 5-on-5 match could happen as well. Pagano and Psycho Clown could also set their sights on challenging for the Wyatt Sicks titles. The duo is the current AAA World Tag Team Champions, so Psycho Clown pinning Dexter Lumis should have an impact on what's next for both teams. The Wyatt Sicks have been champions since July 11th, but cracks might start to form after their loss at Guerra de Titanes. Dominik Mysterio has been injured. WWE Intercontinental Champion Dominic Mysterio has reportedly suffered a shoulder injury. The star was in action this weekend at the AAA Guerra de Titanes event in Guadalajara. Mysterio and El Grande Americano teamed up to take on Hall of Famer Rey Mysterio and his tag team partner Rey Fenix in a huge tag team matchup. It was an action-packed matchup, as the 4 luchadors put in several high spots for the fans in attendance. Brian Alvarez of the Wrestling Observer newsletter reported that Mysterio sustained the injury during the final stages of the match. The report stated that Dom landed awkwardly while taking a DDT from his dad near the end of the match. Alvarez assumed that it could be a shoulder separation, and depending on the severity, the star may be out of action for a while. He noted that Dominic could barely use his arm after the spot. The match ended after Penta showed up and prevented Americano from using a foreign object. Rey then hit the 619, followed by a dive on Dominic for the win. In the aftermath of the encounter, the IC champ shoved his tag team partner and walked to the back himself. El Grande Americano looked confused and shook hands with Rey Mysterio before exiting. While Gunther holds the record of retiring WWE legend John Cena, Dominic Mysterio defeated the Cenation leader in his last ever PLE. Cena faced off against the Judgment Day member at Survivor Series in front of his home fans in San Diego. Cena's Intercontinental Championship was on the line in this matchup. As promised, Dominic Mysterio used every underhanded tactic in the book to dethrone the champ. When Raquel Rodriguez Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez were removed from ringside for their interferences, Finn Balor and JD McDonough showed up to tilt the odds in favor of Dominik. However, a returning Liv Morgan proved to be the difference maker as she kicked John below the belt, allowing Mysterio to pin the champ for the win. Dominik was furious at Americano after their loss, and when Americano tried to lift him up, he pushed him away and left. Despite Dominik leaving, El Grande Americano shook hands with Rey Mysterio and Rey Fenix before leaving. Lucha Libre AAA has now shared a backstage video of Dominik Mysterio looking at Americano show his respect to their opponents. The AAA Mega Champion looked very heartbroken in the video, possibly confirming the duo's breakup. It will be interesting to see what's next for Dominik following the end of his partnership with El Grande Americano. Omos returns and joins a major faction. For the first time since Triplemania 33 back in August, Omos returned to AAA and WWE television on Saturday at Guerra de Titanes. The Nigerian giant became a member of a major faction alongside an unpopular AAA star. One of the top matches at Guerra de Titanes was the singles match between El Hijo del Vikingo and Dragon Lee. Toward the end of the match, Vikingo delivered a low blow on Lee after the referee was knocked out on the outside. Omos then entered the arena and delivered a last-ride powerbomb on one half of the World Tag Team Champions. The move allowed Vikingo to hit the 450 splash for the win. After the match ended, Dorian Roldan came out and announced that Vikingo and the Dream Crusher are now part of El Ojo, as reported by Fightful. The duo joins an already large faction that also consists of El Mesias, Forastero, Mecha Wolf, and Sanson. The Nigerian giant last made his AAA debut at Triplemania 33 in August. He won the 2025 Bardal Cup. It will be interesting to see how WWE books him moving forward after his successful stint at Pro Wrestling Noah in Japan back in January. Speaking to TMZ Sports last month, Omos opened up about making his debut at Triplemania 33. He thought he created magic after his viral interaction with Microman, en route to winning the 2025 Bardal Cup. When you put the largest man in the world in WWE in the ring, this creates magic. You put him anywhere in the world. You send him to Japan. You send him to Mexico. I just create magic, and that's exactly what happened, the Nigerian giant said. After his AAA debut, Omos went on to wrestle several NXT live events in October. He defeated Lexus King twice and Miles Bourne once. He also faced Obafemi, but their match ended in a no contest, as per Cage Match. Rey Mysterio is retiring from WWE? Rey Mysterio's WWE retirement has been a topic of discussion for the past few months. The Hall of Famer remains out of action mostly, but hasn't taken a full retirement from in-ring action. Mysterio returned to WWE on the November 3rd edition of Monday Night Raw after a gap of nearly 6 months. He suffered a torn groin injury before WrestleMania 41 and was pulled out of his match against Chad Gable. Rey Fenix replaced him in the match, and Mysterio was not seen for the next few months. He returned last month to confront his son, Dominik Mysterio. The Master of 619 also competed in a one-on-one match against Logan Paul last week on Raw. However, he suffered a defeat when Austin Theory, disguised in a mask, attacked him suddenly and helped Logan Paul win the match. However, a rumor has resurfaced on social media regarding Mysterio's WWE retirement. In a recent one, a page on the social media platform Facebook has claimed that WWE will celebrate Rey Mysterio's career with a live ceremony on Netflix. However, Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful Select has called it fake. He has said that there is no retirement program planned imminently for Rey Mysterio. WWE has not, in any official statement, mentioned Mysterio's retirement down the line. He has already been inducted into the Hall of Fame, so he will only wrestle in a retirement match. That can take place most probably at WrestleMania 42 next year, but there hasn't been any confirmation yet. Rey Mysterio has been part of WWE since 2002, and he has etched his place in the company. He is a former WWE champion and a 2-time World Heavyweight champion. In fact, Mysterio had made an impression from day one only. His quick moves inside the ring made him an instant star on the roster. However, according to WWE President Nick Khan, Mysterio was a nothing star when he came to WWE, and it's the Stamford-based promotion that really made him who he is. Khan made this comment while speaking in Impulsive podcast with Logan Paul. Nick Khan's comments, however, didn't go down well with WWE legend Kevin Nash. The Hall of Famer snubbed Khan's comments, calling him a crafty guy. Rey Mysterio made his wrestling debut at WCW in 1996 and worked till 2001, until the promotion went out of business. In 2002, he made his debut at the Stamford-based promotion. Roman Reigns handed a new name. Roman Reigns has been called many names throughout his WWE career. He has now been given another new moniker heading into 2026. Roman Reigns has had a tough year, as he not only lost his Wiseman, but also has been on the losing side. The OTC was last seen in action at Survivor Series, War Games, where he joined forces with the Usos, Cody Rhodes, and CM Punk to face the newly formed Vision. The babyfaces lost the match after Austin Theory, disguised as a mystery masked man, took out the best in the world. This marked the OG Bloodline members' first War Games defeat in years. Since then, fans haven't seen or heard from Roman Reigns. It's safe to assume that Survivor Series War Games was his last appearance of 2025. As we usher in the new year, WWE has dropped a brand new The Only One merchandise for Roman Reigns. The item item is now available on WWE Shop for $39.99. Reigns has been using the OTC one as his moniker since his return this summer. Whether or not it will be rebranded to The Only One remains to be seen. It seems like the wheels are in motion for a WrestleMania trilogy next year. Roman Reigns engaged in a heated argument with Cody Rhodes at the end of Survivor Series War Games. The OTC told the American Nightmare he would never team up with him again. After what went down between the two men, it wouldn't be far-fetched to say that a rubber match between the two stalwarts is in the works. Reigns and Rhodes are currently tied at 1-1, with the third match awaiting to happen. With WrestleMania 42 right around the corner, it will be interesting to see if the head of the table will win the 2026 Royal Rumble and book another main event berth with QB1. Vince McMahon's interference ruined Bray Wyatt's original Fiend vision. When Bray Wyatt debuted the Fiend character in WWE, fans were hooked by the twisted storytelling and eerie Firefly Funhouse segments. But according to former WWE writer Nick Manfredini, the original concept behind the Fiend was never supposed to dive into supernatural territory, and things quickly derailed once the character gained momentum. Speaking on the MCPN, My Cultura podcast network, Manfredini explained that the Fiend was originally conceived as a psychological creation, a dark, twisted alter ego that Wyatt controlled, not something paranormal or otherworldly. But once the gimmick caught on, Vince McMahon and WWE higher-ups reportedly couldn't resist getting involved. It was never meant to be supernatural. It kind of, once it became successful, it was like, oh, you know, everybody's involved, everybody's changing things, everybody's getting their hands on it. When it was just a very small group at first, then it became a big thing. So it kind of spiraled a little out of control at the beginning because it was never supposed to be, he was supposed to be in control, right? Bray Wyatt of the Fiend. That was the whole point. Manfredini described a clear moment where things started going sideways. Vince McMahon reportedly rejected the notion of Wyatt being in control of the Fiend, essentially dismantling the heart of the storyline. In like the fourth vignette, he tells the story about how, now I can control it. He's doing the paper plate mask. Vince saw it another way, to where it was something he couldn't control, and it just kinda came out. He wouldn't even mention the Fiend by name. He was always like, alluding to this guy. That shift in vision created major tension behind the scenes. According to Manfredini, Bray was so frustrated by the interference that he considered walking away. So that kind of changed it a little bit and made it a little, it wasn't the original vision, but, he was very frustrated with stuff like that when somebody was trying to change what he wanted to do. And I was too. I mean, I'm not going to lie, but, we're employees, right? We don't own this character. As much as we created this, we have to look at it like we don't own it. We're employees. We have to do what's told. Let's make the best of it. Let's not complain and just kind of go ahead. And that's the way I like to approach it. And he did too after some, complaining and threatening to quit. Even though The Fiend became a merchandising machine and one of the most talked about characters in modern WWE history, it came at a cost. Constant creative compromises that pulled the gimmick away from Bray Wyatt's true intentions. But yeah, it was a lot of compromise, right? Like a marriage. A lot of compromise. This revelation sheds new light on Bray Wyatt's creative frustrations in his final years with WWE. Fans often speculated about why The Fiend's story felt inconsistent, and now, it seems interference from the top may have been a driving factor. Should Vince McMahon have left Bray Wyatt's vision for The Fiend alone? Bayley reacts after being snubbed from WWE's WrestleMania 42 teaser. Bayley isn't staying silent after being left out of WWE's latest WrestleMania 42 teaser, and she's making it known loud and clear. The former women's champion reacted online after WWE dropped another promo video teasing WrestleMania 42 in Las Vegas. The teaser included major female stars like Charlotte Flair, Becky Lynch, Jade Cargill, Sky, Tiffany Stratton, Rhea Ripley, and now Liv Morgan, who was recently added, but noticeably missing once again, Bayley. After seeing the video, the 36-year-old Raw star hit X with a sharp reaction that got everyone's attention. Woulda ate all y'all's dinner if I sat at the table. Bayley has never been shy about airing her frustrations when it comes to being overlooked. And with her current role on Raw, including a complex storyline alongside Lyra Valkyria, fans are wondering why she continues to be absent from WWE's big promotional material, especially when WrestleMania is just months away. The teaser leaned heavily into showcasing WWE's new generation of women's talent, but Bayley's exclusion didn't sit right with many fans. Now that she's addressed it directly, the speculation is only growing about where she fits into WWE's plans for the biggest show of the year. Do you think WWE is disrespecting Bayley by leaving her out of the WrestleMania 42 teaser? A very unfortunate update on LA Knight. A recent report has shed light on the current situation related to WWE superstar LA Knight after he was brutally attacked by the Vision. The megastar hasn't been seen on TV since the assault. On the December 8th, 2025 edition of Raw, Knight came to Rey Mysterio's aid when Logan Paul was about to hit the Hall of Famer with the brass knuckles. Later in the show, Knight locked horns with Paul in a singles match, which ended in the Mavericks' favor, thanks to an interference by a masked man, whose identity has now been revealed as Austin Theory. However, the Vision continued to attack the megastar after the bout, and ended up sending him to the hospital. Since then, Knight has been absent from WWE TV. According to reports, the Vision's attack on Knight is not being seen as a burial of his character, as he still has years left on his contract. A new report by Fightful suggests that the megastar is unfortunately not expected to make any appearances in the TKO-led promotion for the remainder of 2025, and will return to television next year. During an edition of Behind the Turnbuckle Studios Coach and Bro, Jonathan Coachman said that he believed the Triple H-led creative team had no clue how to book top stars like LA Knight and Damian Priest. Coachman also mentioned that he thinks the megastar shouldn't have been written off television. Let's translate that for the good people watching at home. Creative does not have a clue what to do with them. And that's why, guys, Damian Priest and LA Knight should not be sent home. Creative should be sent home, he said. It remains to be seen what the Stamford-based promotion has planned for Knight's future. An injury update on Seth Rollins, WWE superstar. Seth Rollins has been out with a shoulder injury for quite some time. There is a massive update on the Visionary's recovery. At Crown Jewel 2025, Seth Rollins locked horns with Cody Rhodes. During this match, the former World Heavyweight Champion suffered a brutal shoulder injury while performing the Coast to Coast. On the following edition of Raw, the Visionary confirmed his injury. Later in the show, he was written off television following an assault by his former teammates Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker. Since then, Rollins hasn't been seen on WWE TV. Amid his injury absence, Seth recently made an appearance for the Chicago Bears game against the Green Bay Packers. Ahead of the game, the Chicago Bears official X Twitter handle uploaded a video in which Rollins can be seen chanting, "Let's go Bears," hyping up the crowd in the stadium. This clip provides a major injury update on the Visionary, as he can be seen flinging his arms around with no apparent difficulty, as if he had never been injured. The video may also indicate that Rollins has fully recovered from his injury and could return to WWE TV sooner than expected. After Seth Rollins was written off TV by the Vision, he had to vacate his World Heavyweight Championship. Later, CM Punk won the vacant title in a match against Jey Uso in November 2025. During a recent interview on Clutch Points, Rollins said he will go after the WWE World Heavyweight Championship whenever he returns to television, as he didn't lose the title in a match. The Visionary added that whoever will be the world champion upon his comeback will be his target. The primary target in my return will actually not be a person at all, it'll be a thing. That would be the World Heavyweight Championship because I never lost the title, so I am rightfully the World Heavyweight Champion. I was stripped of that championship, and anybody who is in possession of that title, be it CM Punk, be it Braun Breaker, anybody who stands in my way, they will be dealt with, he said. It remains to be seen what the Triple H-led creative team has planned for Seth Rollins' future in WWE.